Alrighty. It is Tuesday night here at the Coast2Coast Racing League. Patrick Morrison here in the booth, and on track will be John Hine. And Coast2Coast Racing Network welcomes you to the NASCAR Series presented by Tim Chapman Racing. Daytona's a tough track. Over 25 drivers looking to battle out here on the asphalt, especially for really guys who are used to dirt tracks. So this will be a little bit different for these guys to really go ahead and get this one underway. We are taking a quick peek on these guys qualifying right now, and a lot of a lot of guys are used to diving into these turns a lot faster than normal, rather than kind of trying to ease into the turn and make it around the rest of the way for this race. This will be a 50-lap race. It's going to be a fantastic one here at Daytona at the Coast2Coast Racing League. This is going to be a blast. Fortunately, without limited tires, these guys aren't going to have to really worry about any sort of tire wear issue or anything like that. But with the fuel mileage they will be getting here, it's definitely going to take a toll. Whether who leads in the front and gets that clean air out front, or if they're going to go ahead and dial in behind some of these guys right now. But we are taking a quick peek here at Michael Berthay right here, seeing how he gets around the track in that 95 machine and his Chevrolet, and we'll kind of see how this comes to play out here. I'll have John up here in the booth here in a little while, and we'll kind of see what his take is on the race out there. It's actually going to be an interesting one. He's going to be out there on the track and going to go ahead and give us a little piece of insider information on how these trucks are doing out there. I know from my experience out there on the track, it's a little different. The nose of these trucks are a little bit shovel-headed in the front, as we take a quick little peek there at our drone footage, as they will kind of wedge underneath the back end of these trucks and go ahead and lift them up. So drafting, these guys have got to be super, super careful and make sure that, you don't pick up the guy you're drafting, pick up the butt end of his truck and turn him around. Really a bad pileup for these guys would be heartbreaking to see, these cars kind of getting all tangled up so early in the race. So a lot of these guys, have been racing along with each other. So they should have a good feel of how each other drive. But, regardless, you're still at a super speedway. We're over 2.5 miles, of asphalt to get around here. And it's going to play a different factor for some of these guys. Out there in the chat, Star Sassfire, what's cracking, y'all? Oh man, you are here at the debut race for me here at Simtrax Broadcasting with the Coast2Coast Racing League. These guys are a huge league. I mean, over 20 leagues that these guys run, multiple races every single night of the week, and it is a definite blast for all these drivers out here. I haven't heard any complaints yet from them. A very competitive and strict rules that they have here, and really that's what a lot of people out here in the leagues are looking for. You don't end up with these guys, racing like you're on GTA, putting people into the walls and, wrecking you out at that point. But right there, a little move there from that 95 machine. We'll see where he ends up. Looks like he kind of nailed that 4th position right there. Not the fastest, but still nailing a good top 10 here at Daytona is a good thing. You start nailing kind of, getting back around that 11th, 12th position. That's really not where you want to be, and you start getting really, really nervous there toward the end. People bumping and banging. The truck's starting to loosen up when the tires get heated up and things like that. It's going to be a difficult one tonight. Like I said, I know I've tried to race dirt. I am nowhere good at it. To me, I find dirt is a lot tougher. You're racing out there and you're not fighting tire wear as much. You're fighting track wear. And here it's the exact opposite. The track kind of stays the same. We're dealing with it heating up, cooling down, so that sort of thing. But you're fighting the tires and fuel mileage more than anything else. So a lot faster paced in dirt. And here it's, we're going to have to find a draft buddy, and find guys, whether they're lifting, going to have to learn how to trail brake a little more here on this track. And it should be a heck of a 1-2 half. We'll be wrapping up qualifying here in about a minute or so, and then we'll kind of go ahead and kind of see how it's how it kind of plays out here. We'll go through our starting running lineup here once we make sure we get everybody tallied up and on the books here. This is going to be a blast here at the track here at Daytona. I tell you what, if there's one track I know everybody shows up to, it's got to be Daytona. You hear Talladega, I hear Indianapolis. Daytona is the place to be. This is where you have to win. This is where you got to put up or shut up. These, going over 180, 190 miles an hour. Fortunately, they are in the trucks, so maybe just a little bit slower, maybe about that 170, 180 mark. But still, we'll have under a minute lap times, and these guys will definitely be scooting around the track and see how it goes. With these guys, trying not to collect each other. And really, that's what you hate to see, is something like the big one collect out there. But let's go ahead and see if we can get our starting lineup here for qualifying. All right. It looks like Jeffrey Kemper goes ahead and takes the pole here tonight. I believe in the 181 machine Toyota. So 3 Toyotas start out here in the front. Jeffrey Kemper, Jackson Lomax, and Dale White start in the top 3. Kyle Moonen. Boy, man, I want to mispronounce your name. Pat Boyce here in the 5th position. Looks like John Rayner there in the 302. Michael Berthay in the 95. Looks like 68. Neil Strausser there in his Ford machine. So good plethora of drivers out here on the track as we try to get a good little peek at some of these guys. Get you guys taking a look at them. Love Isaac Salas there. Bob Light here in the 10th position, rounding out our top 10. Awesome job by these guys, running really fast times. And interesting to see kind of where their licenses, I ratings are, and things like that. Let's go to Doyle Lawrence here in his 3 Chevrolet, followed by Jeremy Tate in his 63 Toyota, rounding out the top 12. So a lot of fast drivers here out of these guys. Alex Palmer-Lew in the 397, Bill Calder in the 325, Tim Chapman in his 37 Chevrolet, followed by Steven Bixler in the 16th position. Brian Dickens here, Aiden Young, Preston Cranmer in his 07 in the Chevrolet, Jason Sams in his 911 car in the 20th position. Christopher Berger there in the 2 Toyota, starting 21st, starting 22nd. John Hine, he'll be joining us here in a little bit. We'll kind of see what happened. I know some people they do kind of take a different approach. Start a little farther in the back, get a feel for the car, and work their way out there. Marty, I'm not going to try, bud, but we'll give you the 52 Chevrolet there in the 23rd spot, 24th. Brandon Dittmer there, hanging out in the 24th. And, man, look at the car turnout we have from these guys. Just a lot of great guys out here going ahead and giving this a shot. Butch Baker there in the 97. Zach Chapman there. Let's see if he's moving around on me. And the 26 Chevrolet. Roger Craig, 747. Big man of the hour back there in the 27th position. Brendan Lacey in the 28th. Austin Marlatt there in the 999 car in the 29th. And Chuck Gentile there in the 666 truck. Boy, I don't know if I would want to race that truck here tonight and see how this gets going. And wrapping it up will be Stephen Goldner there in the 31st spot. So, man, I said before we had over 25 drivers. Here we are at 31, going ahead and getting this one going. Super excited to see how this one kind of wraps up and gets going here. But a lot of fast drivers out here, not separated by too much. You know, these guys are pretty close together. But don't take qualifying into anything. These guys will be running too wide, getting their way around here. And we'll kind of see how John is out there. John, you got a copy on me here, bud?
Sure do.
All right, man. So you are starting a little farther back in the back, kind of that 22nd position. You know, kind of, I know your game plan, I'm sure, is to move to the front, but when?
We'll see how long it takes to get up there, and then we'll make decisions after that. Got on the yellow line a little bit in qualifying, and it cost me about a 10th. And as close as everybody is here tonight, that cost me a lot.
All right. Well, that is going to be tough for you. So, hey, buddy, go out there, make some friends, and I'll let you get to racing as we are under green flag. It is out, and they're going ahead and taking this one away to start 50 laps here at Daytona. Man, a lot of cars up here, but you are seeing a good plethora of car makes up here in the front. But Lomax going ahead and taking the lead right now, pulling the way up there on the high line. Not sure how long he can hold. That three's getting a little loose already. And the 3 car up there, I know that is not Lowrance up there in the front. I know we got a couple of car contentions. I know we got to get a few of those things straightened away, but no fear. We're going to go ahead and call it as we see it there. As Jeffrey Kempler there trying to do his best to hang in there on the inside line. Now, I have seen here at Daytona, that inside line at the beginning of the race will be super fast. That, you know, and it'll get these cars around, but not for long. If that outside line can, you know, have a lot of stubborn drivers there. Oh, boy, as we go 3 wide there. With that, I believe that 95 car of Michael Berthay there making that move. Oh, and we got him spinning out. Already toward the back. Our first caution has worked its way around. We got guys shuffling all over the track. here in the back. Wow, and that is going to bring out a caution here for tonight. And I think somebody just got a little too hungry. Felt those tires starting to tack up there a little bit. And we're kind of seeing how this one is wrapping up here. But now let's go ahead and roll that back. Little Simtrax broadcast and replay here and see if we can find exactly what unfolded with this wreck here. Now, I'm not quite sure which or who caused what at this point. But I believe I saw the 52 machine kind of getting turned around there a little bit. And we'll have to kind of see if it happened a little earlier than that. These couple of these cars here are a little jumbled up on my numbers here. We'll kind of see how this unfolds. All right, man. I think we're going to go ahead get to one of my favorite views here, kind of that Michelin chopper view out there, and see what exactly happened with this wreck here. Because, boy, it's going to be a lot to unpile here. And let's go ahead and get you to this replay and kind of see where they're going 3 wide here. You see that 41 machine up there, and 41 kind of touches, and, boy, it just starts collecting them there. 41 turns the 5 around, and then that's all she wrote, and here we go. A lot of cars getting tangled up in that one. 41 looks like he survived, though. And back they go. So you just see, man, a lot of cars.
The big thing here is, especially in the starts when everybody's bunched up, changing lanes is where trouble is going to happen. And that's what it sounds like happened there. From what I saw in the front, I saw the roof of somebody go over here. So it's going to be an awareness deal here tonight. So you just got to make sure you're clear when you change lanes.
Yeah, definitely got to be super careful there, John, with what we got going on out there. We're going to actually take a little ride along with you in the 71 machine and kind of see what you saw there.
Yeah, I just had made a move to change lanes, which I was clear to do to get a good run on the outside. And as soon as I changed, I saw nothing but smoke, and I was just a wreck on a wreck at that point.
All right, here we go. So here we are, live time, watching what's he seeing. Nothing but smoke. And you got nowhere to go. Hit the wall and into the infield you go. Man, still good job trying to keep it off of everybody else. Hold it careful. All right. Back straight, man. Always what gets me at the track like that when you got to pile up is then I get rear-ended once I'm clear. So, you were able to go ahead and get that thing collected back. And hopefully not too much damage out of that 71 machine.
We're going to get a brand new body here, and we're going to go back at it here. But, the thing is when everybody's traveling that kind of speed, something happens. Just physics, that momentum is just going to take you right into that wreck. And unfortunately, there we got caught up in that. And a lot of other guys did too. But for this place, we're going to have unlimited fast repairs and stuff like that. And for those of you that don't know iRacing, we have to come in and get all our damage. All our damage gets fixed here. So we'll do that and move on.
All right. Hey, and that, you got to love that fast repair. And that's one thing about, iRacing in the real world is, man, this gives you another shot. We can get your butt back out there, go ahead and throw a set of fresh, four fresh Goodyears on there and go ahead and give this thing another shot. You hate to see it because now you're kind of restarting. You're kind of coming from the back. And to me, everyone says here at Speedways, you got to get up front. Patience is key. You've got to go ahead and get your way up front. Stay calm. Work your way to the front. But it's, if you start getting hungry, you start ending up in piles like this.
Yeah, like I said, the big thing is if you got a fast truck and you can make moves, that's great. But, if you're going to change lanes, if you're in a pack, you got to make sure and know who's around you, what's going on all 4 corners of your car. If you don't do that, when you change, it'll trigger something like that. I got a feeling we're going to be in big packs like this. I got a feeling the whole night. So this is going to be something this might not be the first time we see it.
Yeah, I'm definitely, they always say cautions do breed cautions, and I hope, I hope for everybody else's sake out there, I hope not, but man, it does make for some great racing, and definitely kind of a switch up, if you guys doing really well, or somebody having a really bad night, one caution could flip the script. He'd make it through the whole thing, move up 10 spots, and now, you are in contention for a good top 10 spot, and really, that's what you want to see, but man, you just hate to see the guy doing so well out there, and now all of a sudden, you're facing the wall and the truck's all tore up and everything. But like we were saying, that fast repair will go ahead and get that away. Pace car lights are out, so really we got to get back underway and get you back on the track, man. Yes, it's going to be tough. You were about, back here in the 19th position. You know, we got to get your forward. You got to get down that loud pedal and get your way through. But like I said, it's that patience and making sure everybody can, nice and calm, work that outside line. And once that track heats up, man, it'll really collect and get that thing moving. So, yeah, great job out there, John, and hope to see you moving there toward the front. But it looks like Jackson Lometz, Jeffrey Kemper, Kyle Moonen, Dale White, and John Rayner up here in the top 5. So a lot of speed. Looks like Toyotas and Chevrolets are going to be our car here tonight. Let's go ahead and change us to the gap there. I don't think gap is going to help us much tonight. A lot of drafting you will see out of these cars here so far, and it's not going to be that that big of a problem for these guys. They're going to be right there. Pace car is off. Guys are starting to bunch up, and we're looking at another green flag go at the hands of the leader right there. Here we are. Green flag down, and away they go. So big moves there up there in front. Jackson Lomax trying to stay out front, but he is not without being contested here up in the front. We are going to see them stay about 2 wide here at Daytona. This is going to be tough. Watch that 09. Or that 091 there. Sorry about that. A little blue and gray kind of mixed me up there a little bit. But that outside line, if they can get that thing working, the thing you do not want to do here is start 3 wide. The tires haven't heated, and especially now through that first heat cycle. These guys were able to give it about 3 laps, and then all of a sudden, they started heating up, and now they got cold. So now we got a real hard, slick surface for these cars to tack up and get around. So it's going to be really different there. But it looks like Jeffrey Kemper rolls back to the 3rd position there. Kyle Moonen in his 24 Chevrolet goes ahead and moves up to a great position. Boy, it looks like somebody spun out there on the inside. We'll have to see if that brings out a caution or if that is going to be a single car accident there. It doesn't look like it collected anybody, and yes, we are under a caution. Yellow flag. We will have to see which car ended up spinning out on that one. Kind of a bummer for that driver there, and we'll have to see who that was. Kind of see, you got to get a little frustrated. You're like, oh man, dang, where'd they go, and who ended up being a part of that one, and you hate to see it. You start getting that groove, and then man, somebody spun out. But that's the thing, these guys are more of the dirt track drivers, and maybe it just feels a little weird to them at this point, kind of where to go and how the truck feels out there. And John's saying, we'll kind of get probably a little farther in the race, and we'll kind of see, once these things get a long run out here, kind of, how it feels to them. As I believe it looks like Pomerleau. I don't want to butcher your name there, bud. Pomerleau looks like he got 8
That's
up
right.
on that one.
That's the correct way to pronounce his name, so you're good.
All right, I'm doing a great job tonight, but let's go ahead and look at that 397 Toyota here. He did sling off, but we'll kind of get a different angle here. 397 away he goes. No, look out. Oh, man, he just barely keeps off the wall, but it does turn him around, and he does have some rear end and some front end damage. He almost made it there, but yeah, I'm sure that move right there probably brought out the caution. So no harm, no foul. Doesn't look like any other cars were damaged. Just looks like maybe his pride and his emotions right now of that 397 are going to be hurt at this point. I'm sure he wants to do a better job and get his way up front, but it's not easy. Daytona wins at Daytona do not come easy. It's all day, every day, battle here and there. And here it is, man, only 8 laps in. These guys still have a chance. If you're the 397 car, come in, get that fast repair. The last thing you want is any sort of aerodynamic damage. John knows all about that. Aerodynamic damage wins races, or will lose you the race. But, if your car isn't bent up, you're not all scratched to pieces, your tires aren't all tore up, aerodynamics is where it's got to be.
Yeah, damage is not your friend here, that's for sure. It can drop you a 10th, even more off the pace. And the thing is that if it does that, what's really bad is if you lose the draft, you're going a lap down. It'll take probably about 20 laps or so for the field to catch you, but you will lose a lap.
Yeah, I did see a few cars that the lead pack was starting to catch up to a lapped car up there. But it looks like that vehicle will be able to stay saved. Out there in the chat, I see Stellar Stella, the spunning has begun. This is a frequent viewer there over at Simtrax Broadcasting. Glad you were able to join me here tonight. It's going to be a blast, and this is gonna be awesome. I really enjoy this. Looks like Bowden Motorsports, Adam Bowden. I've seen you out there before. If you stay in the back, you have a good chance of losing the draft. up front, while anxiety-inducing is still a better option. You're right, absolutely. But the key is to stay calm when you are up front. A lot of people, I know I do, once I get to the top three, man, I start getting those jitters of, I start critiquing every turn I make, every angle of my steering wheel, and you're like, man, I don't want to mess up, and I start staring at the rearview mirror because not, I don't have the option of being able to stay out front all the time. I'm more of that mid pack, and then I make an amazing move toward the end, to secure a top five. But it's not easy, and a lot of these this does take a lot of skill, John, to really get these trucks around. This kind of stuff doesn't come to you. People find iRacing is just a video game, but with the force feedback and being able to pedals and angles and how things go, I mean, it really brings it to life.
Oh yeah, I'm in VR, which even brings it more into life. I'm sitting here in the cockpit. I can look down, see my chest, my feet, see it move, my feet moving on the pedals, and I can look out the windows. So I mean, this immersion is pretty incredible these days. Long way from the joystick and little red button there from Atari, playing pole position.
Yeah, we're back to the old NASCAR Heat 4 Xbox controller, and then it's Demolition Derby after that. But man, but this is real time. And a lot of these guys, they get to the a lot of damage and things like that. I mean, I've seen some they run 100% races when they get to Daytona, things like that. You're running 250 laps here, and you want to talk about the war of attrition. Some people think you're just sitting in an office chair with a steering wheel bolted to the side of a desk. Some, yes, some have racing rigs. Some of them have really extravagant racing rigs. But it's still, regardless, it's still it's an art form. It takes a toll on you. It does require mental strategy and being able to figure out how to pace here, but really being able to find friends and things like that to help you through. Help with setups and things like that are a great thing to have out there. And I know Coast2Coast Racing Network has a few of those guys out there that do help you. They have, I believe, their own racing school.
We do.
Oh, man. Yeah, talk about that. And you want to talk about racing school, man, maybe that's something I need to join, because I am no good at any of these. I'm a short track guy on asphalt. I can't. I can't. These super speedways, to me, it's the luck of the draw, and the mile and a halves kill me. I just can't seem to get the pitting down. But yeah, checking out the C2C Racing School, where our league's top drivers have volunteered to help league drivers improve their driving skills free of charge. And they'll be offering help on various skill sets such as qualifying, driving lines, driver awareness, setup advice. Man, go to C2CRL.com to schedule a session. Man, you talk about that. Schedule a session free of charge. Man, John, you got to get all over that. But right now, you need to get on that loud pedal, bud. Green flag is out there. You're going through the restart zone, and away we go. As Jackson Lomax back up in the front here. Going ahead and pulling away already, single file. Looks like that outside line kind of fell asleep there a little bit, and now having to dial back. We are single file 1 through 5. Stephen Goldner, I want to go ahead and shout him out there in the top 10. Has moved up 21 spots from where he started so far. So right now, he lost back there at 11th place. But he's in his Ford machine in the 30 Ford, has moved up all the way 20 positions up from where he started. So really good moving by him. But we'll have to see up here in the front. I know we're kind of taking a look at that front pack there. That 3-car looks like Moon in there, trying his best on that outside line to hold what he can, as we're going to get a little static view of a little drive-by here. Man, you got to love the sound from those trucks going ahead and whipping around the track here. It is a blast here at Daytona, but man, you can start seeing those guys here farther back in the pack starting to loosen up. You see these trucks starting to kind of hammer off the wall a little bit. I know we got, that 911 and that 3-car back there. Got to be careful of Christopher Berger and Daryl Lowrance there. These guys got to be careful back there. I know we saw a couple guys clipping off the wall. Oh, boy. As we see a couple of guys kind of coming off, and it looks like a caution is out. It looks like maybe Zach Chapman may have eaten it there. I'm not sure. We'll have to roll back and kind of see how Chapman ended up there. 72 machine is now in the pits, and that'll bring up our third caution for the night. A lot of cautions here so far tonight. I'm just wondering, if these guys are just having a little hard time the way it feels right now. If it's loosening up on you guys, or is it just kind of playing up out there?
I think it's inexperience. You got a lot of dirt guys out here running the Daytona. And, That's really what I think it boils down to.
Oh, man. Yeah, we can definitely kind of see right here. Let me see if I can go ahead and get us a good shot of what happens here. Man, give me that Michelin chopper view right there. Oh, yeah, all right. So you'll kind of see this back bunch right here, and we'll kind of run us through the replay here. I know where you said Chapman was in the pits, but if you kind of see here, it looks like the 63 kind of gets loose, boy, and he is all over the track. Slides up, and man, if I'm looking out the windshield of that, that's not what I want to see. Is it looks like the 69 machine of Aiden Young may have been the one getting around. As you can see, man, still coming up the track, and he may go ahead and force feed everybody another round of that. His car is upside down. Look out. All right. Wow. And we're going to roll that back another time. Looks like he may have suffered some damage on the right front of that car. We'll go ahead and get an in-car view of his wreck there. Kind of see what he saw, really what Aiden Young was doing in front of him.
Yeah, one thing, too, to keep in mind, Roger, the guy that set the room up here, has set us up to where if you get 12 incident points, you got to do a drive-through penalty, and you got to serve it under green. So this is going to wreak havoc for a lot of guys who are going to be diving down pit road, I got a feeling, trying to serve these penalties. So that's going to add a significant twist to what's going on out here.
Yeah, well, it's definitely going to be when you have a rule like that, that's good. It kind of keeps some of the troubled people, kind of off pace, and we'll move them farther toward the back as we're taking a little ride along here with Zach Chapman here. Look at that 69 machine getting loose. He's checking up something fierce, trying to stay out of the way. 69 slides back up the track. Looks like 72 gets into him. No fault of his. Ooh, 70. Oh, wow. 77 machine gets caught up in that one. Bob Light. And you see, all right, well, you kind of think it's over and up. Oh, here it comes again. And away we go. So, man, yeah, maybe some damage there to Zach Chapman. We'll kind of see, kind of a bummer for him. And I'm kind of hoping maybe these guys can get it squared up and back underway. And not really messing this up. And I understand, everybody's kind of getting antsy out there. People want to take a good shot, for the lead up there, but kind of swerving like that ain't gonna get her done. Man, but boy, as we are looking at it, looks like Aiden Young may still be back there in pit. I am unsure of that. We'll kind of take a look. Looks like Aiden is out, Salas is out. So we got a few cars out of contention here. There toward the back of the field, I believe maybe Aiden, Zach, and Isaac Salas there are maybe out of the race right now. So that may be it. Cars are back to the garage and just having to kind of collect those things up, put the pieces all back in the box, and try again later next week. But boy, this is kind of unfolding a little differently than I expected here. I would probably say a good solid 10 laps out of this would be really fantastic. Be able to see if any of these guys can go ahead and get on the track here. But you do see, like you were saying, a little bit of that maybe inexperience. You do see kind of come around that line. They do touch that yellow line, and I'm not sure. I think in dirt, you kind of start low and then ride high.
Yeah. And timing and how you do everything is a big deal too. I mean, when you're tucked up behind somebody, when you go into the corner, you can't see where that yellow line starts to curve for the corner. So if you misjudge it, it's real easy to get your front tire, right between because it's a double yellow line. If you get your tire like almost on that second, the furthest inside yellow line is where it's going to upset the car. So when you're tucked up, third, fourth back of line, you can't see that. You've got to guess where it is, and hopefully you guess right.
Yeah, and it's just it's hard to say, but it's that, when we're looking at dirt, you kind of dive low, and I'm wondering if that's what everybody's kind of used to is aiming for that low spot, and really you want to be more gradual. You want to kind of aim for the middle of that turn, aim for the apex, and then swing out here on the asphalt. So it's interesting to see. A lot of people got their strong points, and when I'm trying to watch people switch, I'm sure I would be 10 times as worse. I would be around every couple of laps out there racing dirt, but you guys out here on the asphalt, this is going to be a blast regardless. So third caution down, lap 15 will be starting lap 16 up to the line. Pace car lights are off. Here we go, double stacking again, and really this is going to be a shot for these guys. These guys going to have another shot. Kyle Moonen here up in the front, Jackson Lomax Jeffrey Kemper, Michael Berthay, and John Rayner go ahead and take over the green flag, and away we go again. So we're going to go ahead and give this another run. Some of these guys are starting to single file, starting to switch up lanes, and the key is to really wait. Hold your line and see if we can get ducked back on off. But getting that clean air is going to be your friend. As you can see, Lomax out there in front in his 96 Toyota. Out there in front enjoying all that clean air, but Jackson Lomax is now filed back to third as there's a definite mix-up here toward the back. Got to be careful. Is that for 41? I believe the 414 of Brendan Lacey. I saw him getting mixed up a little bit in that one. Kind of getting bumped and banged around. He's now rolled back to the 10th position after that little scuffle there. But no fear, these guys were able to keep collected and stay on the front there. Looks like the front five have gone ahead and gone single file here, and really it's the safest place is out front. Nick Alves, good to see you out there in the chat, bud. Thank you for coming and joining me here tonight. Man, you watching them getting three wide here, and boy, they're already sending each other into the infield. So these guys are having definite trouble here toward the back. Looks like that 30 machine of Steve Goldner, he got the worst of that one. And that's the thing, they're going three wide, and they're kind of trying to make their own lane, and it's not working out. But good job by Stephen Goldner there, and really not sending it back up the track and collecting everybody else. So, like John was saying, you know, we got a 12 incident point thing, and this is going to be definitely difficult. They gotta be careful. And really, once you start making contact with each other, I mean, each time you touch a car, if it's non-damage, non-paint trading, it's a 0x. But, you know, you start bending panels on somebody else, you're between a 2 and a 4 each time you touch. So they got to be super careful of the way they're kind of bumping and rubbing each other out there. Boy, this is something as we see these guys getting ready to go too wide here. 999 up there toward the top of Austin Marlatt there. He's getting a little loose. You kind of see him actually doing a good job. Hanging out there on that outside line, trying to bleed off some of that speed, but you see how that aerodynamic bubble. You see how him bump that 911 car in front of him, but then he got rear-ended again there by, I believe, the 91 machine. Behind him, you know, and oh boy, 41, look out. Yep, they're getting collected. Oh boy. Look out. Dude, as that is going to bring out our fourth caution here for tonight. And I might have to agree with Nick Alves out there in the chat. Yes, the front is the safest place to be, as a lot of cars get banged up there. And drive-thrus may be in order for some of these cars. So that is going to be a tough break for that, for some of these drivers out here. And we'll kind of have to try to rewind and kind of see what unfolded here. I don't know if this actually happened farther up the chain for these drivers. I think somebody actually up in the front of Jeffrey Kemper may have been the culprit of this one. I'm looking here at the Michelin Chop Review, and I believe Jeffrey Kemper is in the outside line here, and we'll kind of take a peek here and kind of slow it down once we get there. Boy, what was that? All right, normally I don't rewind there, but you kind of saw his car make a jerk. And we'll kind of try one more time. That 181 kind of makes a move down toward the bottom. Okay, yep. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what I would call this one. This is net code. Those cars, the trucks, neither one of them touched. And it has sent them around, which really caused a tumble back here toward the back. Looks like John Rayner here in this 302. The front, about 2, 4, 6, 7 made it through, 8 made it through. And then these guys just start collecting at that point. It just started the accordion effect and really starting to turn a lot of them around. I know you guys are out there watching my caution replay montage, and this might be one to add to it. As this is a big one here. A lot of these drivers just getting tangled up, nowhere to go. I know you guys, all my frequent viewers out there, man, we're going to go ahead and ride. Actually, I want to ride with the 999. I want to take a ride with him in cockpit because he actually ended up in a sandwich in this one. I think he actually picked up the butt end of his car and actually kind of started turning him around here. And we'll kind of see how that goes, as I know a bunch of drivers out there are coming down pit road, probably throwing on some new rubber and seeing how we can get this one going. But let's go ahead and get to that next caution replay here. Here we go, riding with Austin Marlatt here. Riding that outside line, good spot, look out, 41. Yeah, and then you see the collection from behind him. He's clear, but man, it just keeps tangling him up. Oh, hold it. Yeah, and it's hard to turn when the rear end of the truck is broken at that point. And that's not good for him, and we'll have to see if he's taking that one to the garage or not. I would assume so. That was probably a pretty brutal hit by that. And especially when you see a tangle up like that, that'll end up being 12 right there, John. It's just you see the battle. Some of these drivers, they're running a good line, they're getting a good shot at this, but it's just not enough. You hit somebody, it gets 4. Somebody rear ends you, there's another 4, so now we're up to 8. And now you spin sideways, there's a 2 for getting caught up, and you get hit again. So I mean, just one shot at this, and now all of a sudden you're all turned around.
Yeah, and I've got my 12 incident points just getting collected and stuff. And now it stinks because every time I get an incident from here on in, I've got to drive through the pits. This is going to be a long race for guys. Like as soon as you get those 12 incident points, you're basically out of it, because if you touch anything at that point, you're going through the pits. And like I said, you got to do it under green. So that whatever fun was to be had, it gets taken out of it at that point.
Yeah, and especially with this being a fun race, it's still competitive. You still want to have those bragging rights there toward the end, going, nah, I even a fun race, I can still, I can still do it, but it's still, and it's just the fight. You want to be that guy, you want to be up there in the front. And really, Roger Craig is one to get up there in the front of his 747 Chevrolet. Up there in the front. Last time he pit was back on lap 7. And I believe he only topped off on fuel. Everybody else is pit back here on lap 19, so we'll have to see. I bet with the cautions, he's not going to have really a tire wear issue. But even a couple percent off, and that is going to be a tumble here. But here we are. Pace car lights are off. This car will be ducking off, but we are heading into 3. Which is a great time to go ahead and bring out the Steve King Foundation. Please mention, here we are. The Steve King Foundation was formed to help dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, racing officials, track operations personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. And really, what a great foundation that is. It was an unfortunate event for Steve King there out in Knoxville, but he is. He's in our hearts and our prayers, and the man really good to see a foundation named after him. That way he's not forgotten at this point. But something not to forget, pace car lights are off. We are looking for our favorite color flag out there. Go ahead and bring me that green flag there, Roger. And green flag is out. Looks like a little stumble there from Roger. Kind of a spin out there toward the end. It looks like Kemper got a massive jump on that restart there. Maybe a little race control. Going to have to keep an eyeball on him to see if he jumped that restart there. And I believe he has been black flagged, and down toward the bottom he goes. So iRacing will punish him for that. You got to let the leader pass first. So that is going to go ahead and leave Roger Craig up here in the front. Kyle Noonan, Michael Birthday, Brandon Dittmer, and Brendan Lacey. We saw the 414 getting a little bit of a tangle up there, going ahead and rounding out our top 5. Good racing by a lot of these drivers up there, but still staying too wide. And the key is patience here. Got to keep patient. I understand. You got to let the truck come to you. The track isn't going to change. The car isn't going to change. You just got to be careful. As you see Birthday right there, didn't really expect that turn there on the inside line. Fortunately, Lacey went ahead and got out of the way, and the slide maneuver happened there to go ahead and let him tuck in and keep that one nice and safe. Boy, yeah, you can see the 3 starting to loosen up there. So I know, John, you there in the back, boy, I know you do not want to see things like that. But regardless, you do not have a choice really how that's going to go. I know you're a lap down there, bud, and hopefully you can get back out there on the track and really be able to put this thing around. Hopefully, if another caution comes out, another lucky dog, I might. Yeah,
definitely need another caution right now to help out. I've lost the draft because I had to do one of those drive-throughs. And like I said, that is going to come into play. With that low incident level, I'm going to be a bit surprised. I bet you only 1 or 2 guys escaped that. So I don't think we're out of it by any means, but we just got to stop. A lot of guys are going to be in the same boat. So you guys are going to have to be a lot smarter the second half of this race, or they're going to be going through the pits every time every time they make any contact with anybody.
Yeah, and that would really kind of bite for a lot of them. I know you have 2 cars you got to get by. You got to get by Jeffrey Kemper, the 181, and the 07 of Preston Cranmer there. So you got a lot to do. But, man, we are watching him head down the backstretch, and the 3 car is around. Here we go. Next tangle up. So your wish is
Yep,
has
I'm
been
happy
granted
with that.
as we got Jackson Lomax is around. At 96, looked like he took the worst of it there.
Yeah, and luckily, I'm not going to be any part of that, but I unfortunately won't get the lucky dog. My guess is Kramer's going to get it, so he'll be back on the lead lap. So we just need to keep our nose clean here, and hopefully we get one of those wave rounds. Then we can try at it again.
Yeah, man, what a tough deal it is for race control to really kind of figure out, who's getting drive-throughs and who's not. Because at this point, man, I think everybody's about driving through, heading out there, which is a real bummer for a lot of these drivers. And that's the thing is when you're out here and you're staying clean and things like that, and then it kind of goes to a bad place. You don't end up in a good spot. But let's take a little look here as we can see these cars getting tangled up there. That 3 machine getting turned around there right immediately. Boy, yeah, you just start seeing the pile up here. Just nowhere to go, and you kind of see one getting collected. Got to be careful. Good clear by that driver there. A lot of these guys were able to kind of keep it on track, and some off track, but no fear. It doesn't look like anybody really plowed into the wall, so fortunately nobody hopefully has any serious damage there. You can kind of get the drone footage out there on Jackson Lomax there of his 96 machine. Kind of moving a little slow here. Not sure if he's got a problem. Only about 25 miles an hour. He may be broken. Looks like another driver here is going to go ahead and try to give him a push. See if they can get him around. Looks like the 091 of Dale White is going to try to push Jackson Lomax here. See if we can get that 96 machine back to pit road. I know, yeah, and one thing here about iRacing is when you're trying to tow a vehicle, it may take up to 2.5 minutes. That could put you 3 laps down at this point, and that's just a real bummer.
Well, luckily it's under caution, and this track is so big, you may not actually do that. You may even be able to get in and out without losing a lap. That's how big Daytona is.
Yeah, and really, and taking a look here, I believe the last lap for some of these guys pacing right now, I see the latest one in about 1:21 to get around this track. Still a good clip from these drivers. I think the pace car speed is about 75 miles an hour. So, it still, it kind of takes that 2.5 miles and kind of shrinks it real fast for you to go in there, have pit road, kind of hammer out the dents and get that thing squared back away. So they're going to have to hurry up. I believe Jeffrey Kemper goes ahead and gets back on the lead lap. The 2 Toyota of Christopher Berger there. There in the 17. John in the 18th position, a lap down. Preston Cranmer there in the 19th. Jeremy Tate in the 63 Toyota in the 20th position. A lot of these guys are a lap down. So kind of a bummer for some of these guys. Looks like 20th. And we'll kind of see a look here at our ticker there real quick. It already looks like 26th back. These gentlemen are out and already taking it back to the garage there. It might be a good idea to call up that racing school. What do you think, John?
Yeah, we're always happy to help. So we will hopefully be catching up here soon. I know we've got a couple people in the queue ready to go. So, yeah, we've helped some guys out, and it's a neat thing that we do for the folks in our league.
All right, yeah, and that is awesome, man. And one thing to look at is that Cool Ray Coast2Coast Racing League. If you're looking for other racers to enjoy without all the drama, nickname, name calling, or have normal iRacing, come out and join the Cool Ray Coast2Coast Racing League. These guys have 16 divisions that race 7 days a week and currently broadcasting 9 of them. Members know that they are part of something bigger than just on-the-track experience. So go to www.c2crl.com and click apply to join the action. The cars are virtual, but the racing is real. Man, what a blast this is out here. Hey, all hands up. I'm happy. Pace car lights are off, so this will be the upcoming run. 24 laps to go here at Daytona, and with in these truck and the Camping World Truck Series. It's interesting to see here at Daytona running under the lights. It's a little bit different here each time when you start getting to the weather. Track temperature at 71, so that could be playing up on some of these drivers. A lot hotter track temperature is good for the tires, and makes drivers happy. It doesn't take as long for the tires to heat up and they start tacking up. Really, you want it around that kind of that 90 at about that 103 degree temperature. But here at night, I mean, obviously, it's going to cool down. That moon's not going to heat anything up except the tempers right now from a lot of those drivers there in the back. Right now, 16th up are the guys on the lead lap. We're 17th back. Our laps down at this point. 26th back are already out. I'm not sure if the 24th position has gone ahead and taken that one. Brandon Dittmer there, as he's taking that one back to the garage. Pace car is out, and Michael Berthay in the lead in his 95 machine here. We'll have to see how he takes this away. Green flag is out, and away they go. Once again, here at Daytona, man, this is really going to be a battle for the lead here, because I'm hoping to see that outside line kind of form up. You know, the marbles start working their way from the bottom to the middle, and now from the middle to the top. Once those marbles get all the way to the extreme high line, it's really going to pick up a lot of pace for these drivers. And we can see that 302 and that 911 working, doing a great job. If the 302, oh no, doesn't leave him stranded out there, and kind of goes ahead and cuts off that inside line, leaving the 911 of Jason Sams and his Ford hanging toward the outside. But he's going to make him pay for that, as that outside line seems to be forming up pretty well. Roger Craig going to go ahead and stay in his Chevrolet, the 747, out there on the outside line, and realizing that outside line is working for a lot of these drivers. See a few, 2 or 3 drivers there in the back. Pat Boyce, Tim Chapman, Neil Strauss are there, and Dale White having to obviously do some drive-thrus there, and that may put them a lap down here, so that is going to cost them dearly. So got to keep that driving a little cleaner. 302 getting loose going through the turn here. Boy, I'll tell you what, if you're tuning in here to Simtrax Broadcasting here with the Coast to Coast Racing Network, these guys are having a blast out here tonight, here during this fun week, and really this is going to be a test of what these guys can do here on the asphalt. And a lot of these guys are, are pushing their limits. And it's not that they can't drive. It's not that they don't have the ability to drive. I think it's just some of these guys just aren't feeling it. Oh, no, as you can see Roger Craig loosening up, able to collect that thing back together without taking out another car. As I believe Kyle Moonen there had his life flash before his eyes as he sees that 747 kind of swaying in and out above him there. Going ahead and keeping that thing on the ground, keeping him alive. So go ahead, Roger Craig, keep that thing together. I don't know if that aerodynamic bubble really played into that. And that's kind of what you'll see is if you keep about a truck and a car, a truck length off of some of these drivers out here, that you'll notice the car will pick up a lot of speed. And when it starts picking up speed from that clean air, you'll actually have enough force to push the guy in front of you. The key is when you push him, where. Don't push him during the turn, or we're going to turn somebody around just from the design of the car. This isn't like the old Craftsman Truck Series. There were a lot more square in the front. These are more shovel-headed. So here we go with these guys here on the outside. Going to go ahead and complete another green flag lap. 20 laps to go here at Daytona under the lights. Fantastic job here tonight as we are getting this thing underway. It seems these guys have calmed down, but somebody behind nose puckered up right now. Roger Craig there, 3 wide in the middle. He's got to be careful. Really ended up as the meat in the sandwich here. You see him loosening up, and that's the thing. There he goes, around he goes. And really, that's what you're going to see out of these trucks, is it just starts to loosen up. You're still under green flag. There it is, as the yellow caution comes out. 6-1 out here. Roger Craig gets turned around, and really, you can't blame him for that one. That is what happens in toward the middle there. Once you get, kind of in the side, you're door drafting not 1 but 2 cars. So now it's taking the air away from both front tires, and you just start weaving. And there's nothing you can do to really hold it down other than drag that brake or snug closer to one guy or the other. But that was tough. That was tough. We're going to take a few views from different angles of what exactly happened here. Really what he had going on. I mean, I want to take an in-car view after we take a Michelin chopper view here. You kind of see how this starts going into turn 1. You see he kind of snugs up, and really, that's where the aerodynamic bubble starts messing with him. And you see it starts loosening this car up. Doesn't help that the draft from the guy in front of him only catching half the truck, and it just loosens him up. And then around he goes. Kind of a bummer for Roger Craig there. I hate to see that happen for him. Would be pretty funny there, John, if he ended up with a 12X on that one and he ended up with a drive-through.
Yeah. I think you're going to end up seeing some guys get that DQ with 28. Like I said, just a bunch of dirt guys on the high banks of Daytona. Just right before this, we were actually, a lot of these guys were at the smallest track in iRacing at the Chili Bowl.
Man.
So, yeah. You want to talk about whiplash.
Yeah. Yeah, you think you're out of it, but you are not. Here we go. Let's go ahead and take a ride here with Roger Craig, and let's see how he does. Yeah, you look at him fighting the wheel. And we see him fighting the wheel. Here he goes, left, right, left, trying to hold it straight. But yeah, when you're bobbing the wheel like that, you know that car's loosening up something fierce. He's trying his best. Try to keep that thing straight, and it's just not cooperating with him. A good job to really keep it off the wall there. Good job to keep it off the wall. But he's doing an awesome job out here tonight, and we'll have to see how the rest of this kind of unfolds for him. As this is going to rotate Roger Craig right now for what it's showing here in my ticker back here. Let's see. Ooh, a lot of guys pitting here in the 6th position. So 18 laps to go out of this one. A lot of guys on the lead lap, and I'm not sure. John, were you able to get on the lead lap on that one there, bud?
No, I was just kind of cruising around the back, and then I went to pit. I got hit in the middle of pit road. A guy that was going down the middle of pit road was staying out, so when I turned in my pit box, contacted, gave me more incident points, and now I got to do another drive-through. So parking it. It's just like I said, the fun has been snapped out, but we can come up here in the booth and hang out and kind of watch and see what you're seeing.
All right, man, that's fine. Yeah, we'll I'm actually going to roll it back there a little bit. I want to see that pit road contact, because really, that's the easy way to ruin somebody's night, kind of getting banged up on the way in. And let's go ahead and see if we can kind of see what you have happening here.
Yeah, Nick, I turned down into him, but I had to get into my pits, and it's just bizarre. When you come in, the etiquette says that you're supposed to stay in the outside line and then turn in, get in that middle lane right before your pit area, and just one of those miscommunications. Not really anybody's fault, but just, with incident points counting what they are and doing the drive-throughs, I'm tired of having to drive through. It seems like every time I make contact. So, like I said, sucks the fun out of it.
Oof. Yeah, we're kind of taking a peek and look at you here. You may have come in the pit a little too fast, and I think there may have been a truck there. That didn't look good.
Yeah, I went in. I made a late entry in. I was debating on what to do. I got in, but I didn't have a speeding penalty or anything like that. Like I said, just a miscommunication. Then a little bit further down pit road, I went to turn in, and the pit, just it happens.
Yeah, rough here, right there. Right. Oh, sneak it, boink. Dang. And then we'll kind of see down pit road. Oh, another contact. Like you said, not good, man.
No, and iRacing used to let you drive through the pits and not make contact like that.
Yeah, as long as you're through the boxes. I figured that out. A lot of these guys, as long as they're on the box, you're going through the boxes, it'll allow you to do that. But really, I know some leagues, they try to keep it, where you stay on the outside. 5 pit boxes away, you move toward the inside and then into the box. It makes it a little more realistic, that way people aren't clinking and clanging each other. But it definitely adds another perspective out there. A lot of the guys from the Racing Revolution League, look at you guys out there. Nick Alves, Kevin Orlando, Robert Rader. Nice to see you guys out here. I appreciate you joining me here at Simtrax Broadcast. I'll be with you guys actually tomorrow night at Martinsville. That is going to be a battle at that track. 200 right now. Right now, here we are at Daytona. 17 laps to go as that 302 machine of John Rayner is going to go ahead and take us under green here again. And let's see if we can get this one pushed on the way through. I'm really sad to see you, John, not out there on the track, man. But really, that's Daytona, man. It's a hit or miss.
Yeah, it's been my night in a nutshell. Got wrecked leading the jumpy trucks at Crandon earlier. Got wrecked leading my heat race at Chili Bowl, so it's just not your night sometimes, and it's all right. Fun.
Yeah, that's all right, man. And that's the whole thing. Is it's a test run. I'm assuming no points, nothing like that.
Nope.
Like I said, fast repairs, being able to go ahead and keep tires, so no issues here. But it looks like that 414 goes ahead and slides up at Brendan Lacey there in his Toyota. And notice a lot of the, you see a lot of these guys. That's kind of the, we can handle straight lines, everything going okay. But man, once we get to that turn, you see that 302 kind of riding a little high. You gotta put a little more input, and that's kind of the thing. Is you gotta, it's different, just between the asphalt and the dirt. Whoa. You see the 302, he's not used to not having as much air hitting that rear spoiler, so you see it kind of riding him up the track there. Pretty tough for some of these drivers. 15 laps to go. I know some of these guys are kind of really chomping at it, man, trying to get this one wrapped up and done. You see the track kind of, a lot of these races are kind of dwindling down just from so much trouble getting going on. Looks like we got another driver kind of there on the bottom. Not sure if Jeffrey Kemper ended up having a problem there.
Yeah, it looked like Kemper had enough there of kind of getting the bounce around a little bit. When you get up here and you're racing really hard,
oh no, hold it. Oh no, not back up the track.
Oh.
There they go.
Wow.
Well,
there was a lot of impatience right there that caused that.
Man, that was insane. That was insane. Kyle Moon in there, really, it looked like they had it, but then back through the grass and back up the track. And that, if there's one thing that I can guarantee won't stop a race car is grass. Grass really turns into ice at a point.
No, and I'll tell you this, it feels like you speed up when you hit that grass.
All right. Out there in the chat, Nick Alves, not clear. So you can say that again, but let's go ahead to the Goodyear blimp view and kind of get another shot at this. We'll kind of slow it down once we start seeing contact. 302, here we go. 3, and then here, all right, here's where the big one starts.
Yeah, Buffet tried to stick his nose and make it 3 wide on the tri-oval, and that was an ill-advised move. And, of course, Birthday causes a big wreck, and he disconnects, so I think he's had enough.
Wow. All right. Holy cow. Wow. As it looks like some of them, it just went ahead and when it started totaling the truck, man, it just started. That was it. It said, I can't do anymore. Can't do anymore. Wow. A lot of vehicles here getting tangled up in that one. I hate to see it, man. I hate when that kind of stuff happens to trucks ending up like that. Just and like you said, it's just maybe it's just the guys are just a little antsy. Everybody wants to get up front. But Robert Rader out there in the chat, NASA did not abort that launch. No, they did not. He definitely won the Simtrax Catapult Award, going ahead and taking off for flight. I know we got a few drivers in the other league. They definitely go ahead and know how to send those things over the fence. And a lot of these guys, it's just, you kind of think, you're thinking, all right, man, I got this. This is not a problem. We'll go ahead. We'll make it through this unscathed. But it would be pretty funny to see, first lap under green and then everybody come through pit lane, for incident points. That would be pretty funny. I would laugh at that one.
And, the other thing, about that last incident, we talk about lack of patience. And then, like I said, you've got dirt sprint car guys that, 30-lap features. And when you start those dirt races, you got to go. I mean, from the green flag, you got to go. If there's an opening, you got to take it. Racing like this is a different mindset. You've got to be a little more calculating. You got to be a little more patient. I feel like some guys are out there playing chess and some guys are out there playing checkers, and you can't mix the two very well. And they'll learn. We've got these things on the schedule for this year here in the evening. They'll be racing on Tuesday nights, so these guys will start to get laps, and they'll start to figure out the limits of the car, what they can do, what they can't do, where to be patient, when to push, when not to push. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, and that's the thing is dirt you got to go, but here you got to take your time. You really got to pick your spot, because really, there are points in a race where you'll get you'll start going, and it's like I can hang out here for about 40-50 laps, and you'll be in that 13th position. We had a racer at a league I've called for before. He ran out of gas 2 laps before the end. It ended up being a green wine checkered. Restarted 9th place and ended up placing 3rd to a late stage wreck there toward the end. And somebody who'd been out front most of the race ended up in the back. And it's just you gotta you've got to time it. You've got to find a good time to sling up front and, make a good play. Being able to get your way up front and figure out when to make a good timing move, and it's hard to do. I mean, it takes practice, and you can't just come out here and your guns blazing and make it happen. But pace car lights are off, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up here with 11 to go. We'll have 10 laps to go once we get past that start-finish line. Now, I'm so glad for everybody joining us here at SimTrack's broadcast. John Hine here with me. Unfortunately, totaled out of the race, kind of threw in the towel, but glad you were up here in the booth with me. It's a blast it's going to be. All our replays tonight have been brought to you by Malcolm's Mill Millwrighting, based in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Malcolm's Millwrighting is a full-service millwrighting contractor featuring custom welding, fabricating, and servicing industrial clients. Visit them at mmmillwrighting.com or on Facebook. So a lot of these guys, here we go. We'll see that Mission 22 restart here in a little bit as we get a little bit of a blink there out of Dale White. We'll get that one squared away there just a little bit. And here, John, really, what do you see? You think we'll have another caution here before the end?
Yeah, well, now you got guys, it's go time, no matter where you're at, because you got 10 to go, and guys are going to be in different agendas. If you're in the first couple of rows, you just want to click a few more laps off before you try making your way to trying to grab a lead or making a push to get to front. Now, the guys in the back with Preston Kramer, Goldner, you got to get up there. It's going to take you a couple of laps to pass 7, 8, 9 cars. So you've got to go. You got to push from the green. And those competing agendas, that's where you can have problems arise.
Yeah, and I know a bummer for some of those drivers. I know only the top 8 right now are on the lead lap. I'm sure some of those guys may have a drive-through coming up here. But Dale White, Christopher Berger, Jason Sams, Daniel Lowrance there, and Roger Craig up in the top 5. Going to go ahead and take this one away. Green flag is out. He went ahead and decided to let the flag man do it and not take that restart zone, and away they go. Top 3, last pit on lap 32. Everybody else has pit on lap 38 for a set of fresh shoes on these trucks, and going ahead and send this one around. We'll have to see if that does play any sort of tactical, strategic game here, working their way up toward the front. But a lot of these guys, you gotta see Roger Craig kind of wobbling around a little bit back there again. But that's it's one of the things about here at asphalt. You gotta let the tires come to you, and I'm sure dirt out there, John. When you got the track actually falls away and you got to chase the track, which is really odd to me. I can't begin to wrap my mind around that part.
Yeah, and it looks like Craig will be coming in for a pit stop. I think he's probably serving a penalty. So we got 5 up there, 6 up there.
Yeah, Roger Craig, Tim Chapman, Jackson Lomax, Rayner is in, Calder's in, Jeremy Tate is in. Wow, a lot of guys having to head down pit road, which has now left your top 5. The top 5 are the only ones still out here able to survive, keeping up here toward the front. Boy, and that is going to put it over a 20 to 30 second gap, and the number 2 is around. Boy.
Yep, trying to throw blocks, and oh my gosh.
Off the wall. No, he hits the wall. And we will have to see if that brings out a caution. Right now, we are still green. Up here toward the front, see if any of these drivers, I'm not sure if some of these guys got booted here. Because we got to definitely shuffle up some of these drivers. What in the world is going on here? We'll have to kind of see a little update here. It looks like Jason Sams is the lone survivor. He may be the only one who survived this. Butch Baker is off by about 11 seconds. Back here in second place. And I think Sams is the only one who survived. So if there's no caution, it looks like Jason Sams is going to go ahead and take this one away.
He's out by himself. So if there's other guys a couple seconds back and they're drafting, they may catch him and just drive right on by him.
Yeah, but the next car in line will be the 97. The key would be if those 2 vehicles behind him at this point can go ahead and get lined up, he'll be able to follow along. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Brendan Lacey, the 414, is one of those, and I think the 41 of Pat Boyce there Right now, it's showing him
Yeah.
in the 13. So, really, if if Jason Sams can go ahead and keep up with these guys and go ahead and use the draft, if they can stay clean, he may have
Yeah.
just something
If
here.
if Sam's could grab these guys when they go by him, he'd be smart to let them
Oh,
go. Get. Oh, never mind.
oh, and there's the caution. No, I know some of our viewers out there are a little confused of what just happened. Um, these guys are reaching a certain amount of incident points, and they're having to do a drive-through. So what ended up happening is I think when those guys got collected on that last spin out, they were immediately dealt a black flag and a drive-through, and away they go. I mean, we already have guys up to the 13th position that are out of this race, and I think some of these guys are, I would say, kind of being put in their place at this point. They're a little confused about what in the world is going on.
Yeah, the other thing too that's working against them. Think of this like the Busch Clash. There's no points. There's no real penalties. So if you get wrecked, so I'm sure when we come back here, and guys are running for points and things count, I bet they're going to be a little more. At least I would hope that they're going to be a little more cautious here.
Yeah, because you hate to see your night end so early.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, man, you're like, it's only 50 laps, guys. We're not out here 120, 180. It's it's just
Yeah,
it's so
hopefully,
close.
and hopefully there's no drive-through penalty stuff. That I'm hoping that's an experiment.
Yeah, well, it may be helping try to clean up a little bit of the driving maybe here at the beginning. Once you start getting a good group of guys, you guys start working together, and you kind of figure out how other people drive. It's okay. Well,
Yeah.
being able to turn that dirt switch off, turn the asphalt switch on, and be able to give it another go. But I mean, I can't blame a lot of these guys for what you see happening.
No.
It's harder than it looks, but it's some of it. I don't know. Some of it's kind of a novice move. You kind of see a block that maybe shouldn't have happened. I mean, a guy's getting a good run, you just give up. You let him go around, and you catch him a little later. You start blocking here later in the race. He has no problem turning you around, and that's kind of what we saw Jason Sams do to the 41 machine. As you saw 41 kind of look like cut down, ran out of the draft there, and Pat Boyce got turned around, and then that was probably the end of Boyce's night in there in that 41 machine.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you're running with the mirror and you look up, and by the time you see that guy's got a run, it's probably too late to defend. I know that you see in the real world all the time, but they've got spotters that are saying, okay, inside line has got the energy. Go, go. They're getting those guys into the spots before it's too late. Here in iRacing, with just the mirror only, that's much, much more difficult, if not, I don't want to say impossible, but that's going to cause a lot of problems, I think. But these guys, as they get more laps in the car, the trucks, they're going to get used to where that runs and what they look like in their mirrors, and they'll probably be better off here by the season's end, I'm going to bet.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll clean it up. But, man, still, regardless, we're looking at the top four. Jason Sams, Tim Chapman, Brendan Lacey, and Jackson Lomax are your guys on the lead laps. I believe everybody else is a lap down after that, starting with Stephen Goldner, Dale White, Christopher Berger there, John Rayner, Butch Baker, and Preston Cranmer there rounding out the top 10. So a lot of these guys, still having Jason Sams with that caution now is going to have some trouble. Jason Sams up 19 positions, Tim Chapman up 13 positions. Brendan Lacey up 26 positions in his 414 after the little trouble we saw him getting in. But still, somebody who's not, afraid of being up here in the front is Jackson Lomax, right there in that 96 Toyota. He's only 2 spots down from where he qualified, so this is a familiar position for him. He's up in the front. He knows what he's got to do, but you got to stay clean, and that's the hardest part I've seen so much about this race so far is these guys just bumping and banging, and really is just the clusters of kind of trucks getting caught up here is really a bummer. I mean, I'm glad you guys had faster pairs and tires, but after the first 2 tangle ups, I mean, it wiped out half the field.
Yeah, and then guys started getting the pass-throughs, and that just, like I said, kind of sucked the fun out a little bit, but It's a fun night. Just everybody's here. Nothing's lost or anything like that. So it'll be kind of fun to watch these last 5 laps unfold, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's definitely going to be a shootout for them. Shows 4 to go. We should have 3 at the line. Jason Sams and his 911 Ford going to go ahead and take this one away. Really, what a blast it has been. Thank you guys again for joining me here at Simtrax Broadcasting with the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Broadcasting over there with them too. Fantastic league these guys run here, and really it's going to be a battle to the end. I know this is a lot of these rules are probably written in pencil at this point. May have to make a few changes here toward the end, and then that way John's got a better chance to get your butt out there and up front. But we enter that Geico restart zone. It is time for the leader to choose when he wants to accelerate. Away he goes, leading the 3rd lap here to the end. So we're going to see how he can go ahead. Can they keep this clean? John, do you know if there's any green-white checkers here toward the end there, bud?
Yes, there will be. We got 2 in the back. Hopefully we don't need them, but yeah, they'll get 2 chances at it if needed.
All right. Well, right now Jason Sams had this. It was his to lose until that caution. So now you see him kind of ducking off that track. May have gotten loose and went ahead and dialed back and said, you know what, just go ahead and take it away, which now puts Tim Chapman in his 37 Chevrolet up in the front, followed by Jackson Lomax. They're in the 96 working that outside line. So here it comes. 37 starting to get a little loose. When the 414 pulls up, takes the aerodynamic downforce off the back of that spoiler and starts loosening them up. So some of these guys starting to duck on, off, heading out of the way. Looks like John Rayner, unfortunately, having to head down pit road. And Jason Sams there having to head down pit road as well. So Tim Chapman going ahead and taking this one away with 2 to go. So, this is really going to be clean. Just stay out front and you can maintain with that 37 Chevrolet. And John, man, it's looking good. If they can get to the line, it's a shootout after that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you, I hope these guys are aware of what the incident points are, because if you get a hard enough shot, and it gives you a 1X, you're going to get penalized. So there's a lot these guys are thinking about and how they're driving right now.
Yeah, right now, touch, no touch, don't touch, man. One thing right now, I would make sure there's plenty of room. I know that 414 machine of Brennan Lacey there in his Toyota. He's got to be careful going ahead and taking the white flag. Away they go. So, man, pull away Tim Chapman. He's got to make it happen. Staying out there out front, but 414. Look how close he's getting to the rear end of that Chevrolet. That is leading the front back. John, is it going to be a push here toward the end as they reach the backstretch?
Yeah, Chapman needs to stay right on that yellow line. Don't get off that yellow line. Stay on it. Don't even give him a half a lane. But here we go. You got contact's made.
Yeah, contact is made as we got. Oh no, air collecting right there.
Yep, a couple pointed out with that.
All right, and we'll have to double check and make sure if Brennan Lacey hopefully is not black flagged at the end of this, as it looks like Brennan Lacey is going to go ahead and take the win here at Daytona. Wow, what a run this was. Holy cow.
Yeah, you could see that wreck happening all the way down the backstretch.
Wow. Wow, Tim Chapman Racing here at Daytona. That sponsor's got to be thinking, wow, what did I sponsor? This thing is crazy. This thing is crazy. And you guys race these trucks on a weekly basis. So that is going to be a blast, really a breath of fresh air for me up here in the booth with you guys here on the asphalt, man. Really something to see, but a lot of cars out and only so few finished. But still, it's still a good race. Still a good race.
Yeah.
A lot of close door-to-door driving. It's just kind of keeping calm. Just trying to keep, you can't bump and bang like you do in the dirt.
Well, you can't do that in the sprint cars, but yeah, you can do it in some of the other cars. But like I said, this is week 13. I think a lot of guys just kind of let their hair down and probably made moves or blocks, or they even did some things behind the wheel that if it was a regular week, I'm not so sure that they would do. At least I'd like to think they wouldn't do, but we'll see what happens when we get the season kicked off next week. Can't wait for it.
Oh yeah, man, this is definitely these guys are gonna have to get this one squared away. But man, this is a great race by these drivers here tonight. And we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and get this grid up for you guys. The final grid. Let's see if we can get it up here. Show me, show me, show me. Results for the race. There we go. All right. We will have to see if that is right. That is showing me as Tim Chapman as the winner. John, I will let you actually have you chase that down if Tim Chapman won this race here. I don't know if Lacey kind of bumping there toward the end black flagged him.
I would have to think that might have happened if it's giving Chapman the win.
Oh, no. All right. Well, it's showing Tim Chapman taking away the win. We'll have to double check with that in his Chevrolet.
Yeah, and I called that about a lap before. I was like, man, if you're on there, you've got to be careful with those bump drafts because it can bite you, and that's what happened.
Yeah, definitely tough for a lot of these drivers. You just see how many laps down with those, with those black flag attempts there. So Tim Chapman taking away the win. Jason Sams, second position. Brennan Lacey, third. Jackson Lomax, fourth. Stephen Goldner, fifth. Christopher Berger, sixth. Dale White, seventh. Preston Cranmer, eighth. Bill Calder, ninth. Jeremy Taint to round out your top 10. John Rayner in the 11th. Doyle Lowrance, 12th. 13th is Butch Baker. Roger Craig comes in 14th position. I know he wanted to do better, but man, it's still hard out there for the Salty Dogs racing team. But he had somebody else up there in the 9th position. Pat Boyce there in the 15th. Michael Berthay, 16th. Kyle Moonen, we saw him up front a whole bunch here tonight. Loses a bunch of positions there, 13 from where he started. Jeffrey Kemper there in the 18th. A lot of battling out for some of those guys. Kind of a bummer for them. Have to see how that plays out toward the end there. Looks like Stephen Bixler, 19th. John Hine, there you are, man, 20th position. Chuck Gentile there. Alex Pomerleau, 22nd. Neil Strausser, 23rd. 24th, Austin Marlatt. 25th, Brandon Dittmer. 26th, Marty. Boy, go ahead. Give it to me, John. Boy, how do you say it?
Oh, it's the Kala.
I'll take your word for it. Brian Dickens in the 27th. Bob Light in the 28th. Aiden Young in the 29th. Zach Chapman in the 30th. And Isaac Salas there in the 31st position. What a battle this was here, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can find our race winner from what it is showing us here. Let's go ahead and see if we can find him up here in the booth. Let's see.
Yep, he's right below us.
All right, but I see Jason Sams as well.
Tim Chapman was our race winner. You want me to bring him up?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get Tim Chapman in here. All righty, Tim Chapman, you got a copy on me, bud?
Yeah, am I using the right button here?
Yeah, yes you are. I can hear you, bud, loud and clear. All right, up here in the ticker, man, it's showing me you as the race winner here tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. I just tried to hang around all night and came to me, I guess.
Yeah, regardless, still a great run by you here tonight. Being able to get that 37 Chevrolet up front. And maybe it may have been a possibility of that 414 making contact later on in the race. Not being able to keep that one nice and clean. But regardless, still, you pull away the win here tonight. What was the key, to staying out front and staying clean?
Well, patience. You really got to exercise patience here. And, I don't know. I got caught in a couple wrecks. So like that, the last couple restarts, I had to do a drive-through when we went green. And that kind of kept me out of the messes at the end until till the last lap. So that really helped, I guess.
All right. Well, regardless, still with the amount of cautions, even if you ended up a lap down, you would have had another chance. But really, it was a battle there toward the end, and you were able to go ahead and pull it out. I thought the 414 might have had it, but I'm not quite sure at this point. But it says you may have taken this one away, which is a surprise to you, even us, at this point. But really, what else could you have? I know you were trying to stay as clean as possible. Well, what were some of the hardest things you were finding out there on the track?
Well, it's just, let me say I was really impressed with the numbers we had out here tonight. That's the biggest thing to get used to. I've been running all these races when I can, and we've been lucky to get, 10 people. It's really nice to see these numbers.
Yeah, a lot of guys showed up. We had over 31 drivers on the track here tonight. Great job by a lot of them, man, and really great job by you here tonight. Hopefully next week will be a lot better, and you guys will be able to kind of square this away, get some really good racing at the track next week, and see how that one goes. But man, go ahead and give me those shout outs, and let's get you packed up and packed in.
All right. Well, shout out to Zach. He bailed out early. I don't know what happened to him and Aiden. Um, that's about it. And just thank everybody for coming out. It was a lot of fun. And thanks to you guys for putting this on.
Oh, yeah, not a problem, Tim. You did a fantastic job out there, and I hope to see you at 37 Chevrolet next week.
I'll be here.
All right, John, and that is Tim Chapman there, bud. And really, when it shows him as the race winner, it's got to kind of be a kind of a tangle up here, of who landed second at this point.
Yeah, it's showing Jason Sams finished second and Brendan Lacey will be third. So we can bring up Jason next.
All right, Jason Sams. Yeah, there he is in the 911 car. That's who I'm looking for. In the 911. Let's go ahead and get him in here as our second place finisher. Jason Sams, 911. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Man, it's going, and it was a caution-filled night. Kind of a bang-up job you guys had out there. We will have the 414 in here in a little bit, Kevin Orlando, but hold your horses. Right now we're gonna talk Jason Sams in the 911 Ford. Man, really, what was your outlook on tonight? What were you looking for here out of the trucks and the Daytona track here with Coast2Coast Racing League?
I was looking for that draft partner that I could trust, and I found him in practice. His name was Doyle Lawrence, the number 3 car, but we could never connect in the race. So I was on my own a lot, but it was fun. Bump drafting at Daytona is fun when you know what to do. You can push in the back and push before or after the tri-oval, but there's a lot of people that are new probably tonight that ran that had no idea you couldn't push in corners, so there was a lot of cautions.
Yeah, definitely not easy on that one. You guys were doing a good bit of pushing, but it had to be careful there toward the end, especially when you kind of fighting that incident point trouble there. Did you have to make any drive-throughs for this race?
3 of them.
Oh, cow.
So I was leading on that when those 2 cars, that one lap car passed me, and then the second guy, he tried to cut down across my bumper and he didn't make it, and that's what threw that caution. But that was an 18X for me, and it gave me a drive-through. So on that next restart, I had to drop down to the bottom and do a drive-through at the end there. And then apparently someone else had the misfortune of having another 18X on that last lap, because I thought I got 5th, but I wound up getting 2nd, so that's why I wasn't there for the picture. So I apologize about that, but that's how crazy this race was.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we're a little tangled up here on our ticker as well. Kind of seeing what happened toward the end, and I wasn't sure if the 414 machine ended up getting black flag there toward the end once contact was made. I don't know if if there was a mix up there, but
Yeah.
regardless, man, nails you a second place finish here tonight. In your 911 Ford, it's hard to say. I can't say tires were any sort of an issue. And what I've said up here in the booth, and what we heard out of Tim Chapman there, is patience is kind of what everybody needed to have, and kind of slow down a little bit. Go ahead and get this thing kind of under control, keep calm, and let the car come to you. Let the track warm up, let the track come to you. And I think a lot of people just kind of pushed the envelope a little more than they needed to.
Especially, and this wasn't like an official length. It wasn't 30 laps. It was a 50-lap race. The first 25 should just be kind of learning how to trust everybody, and the last 25 should be making moves and strategy. So that wasn't the case tonight, but it was still a fun race. I had a good time.
Yeah, still it was definitely yeah, and that's where you start tumbling up with that pit strategy and things like that. And you guys, I believe, were fighting a 50% fuel tank, I think. And then, but I saw you guys had the unlimited tires and things like that. So, you didn't have to worry about rubber. You had fast repairs tonight. But it just seemed to be unusual that just the incident points is being careful on, trying not to get the incident points. But still, great run out of you here tonight, man. And really, we'll be starting John's saying the next season next week. I mean, are you pumped up for that to get ready to run this?
I am. I've been switching. I was racing a lot of dirt, but I've been pretty successful on the asphalt the last few weeks. So I'll be running a lot more of it. I'm excited to do it.
All right, man. I know asphalt is my forte. I enjoy being on the asphalt, and I'm no good at the dirt. So, hats off to you being able to run both, man. But great job tonight. We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Go ahead and give me your shout-outs here, bud, and we'll get you on the road.
I'd like to shout out my own Twitch, Dirty Dangles 75. Clownhead Racing, Austin Marlette, he's the guy. And that's all I got. You guys for hosting the races.
Oh, man. Awesome job there, bud. Jason Sams in our second place finisher here tonight, bud. Hopefully everything cleans up for next week and you're able to really put it down. I want to see how fast and how well you guys can run next week, bud. So head down, kind of pay attention, go over the camera work here, and let's see if we can get things fixed up.
Heck yeah, thank you guys.
All right, Jason, appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, and there's Jason Sams. Boy, what a bang up job this is. And John, I think you were catching up with Brendan Lacey there, and kind of we'll have to ask and see what exactly happened to his 414 at the end of the race. I don't know if he got black flagged and it just kind of ended his night there, but we'll have to kind of see how this goes. Brendan Lacey, do you have a copy there, bud?
I got you.
Man, John, take it away here, bud.
John, man, I tell you what, you had that race in hand there. Do you know what happened there at the end? Why it dropped you down?
I made that move as a block, and I think it was enough right there on the right rear to count as a 2X. And then as soon as they made contact behind me there, it sent me to a black flag, and I honestly don't know why. Right there when they made contact behind me, they made contact and started wrecking to the bottom, but I don't know why it tagged me, but as soon as I came off of 4, it said, hey, you got incident points, you're getting black flagged, and that's when I crossed the stripe and it dropped me. So not 100% sure on what happened there. Thought we actually had an asphalt win for once in my career, but still take a third for a dude that just runs dirt coming from 29th tonight, so not too bad.
Well, speaking of coming from 29th, what were the challenges that you found coming through the field? I know it just outside of avoiding the carnage, how the truck handle and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got lucky. Me and Golden tried to strategize a little bit, and so we got hooked up there at the beginning, and we were able to miss the first 2 big wrecks we had, and that got us up to I think it was 7th and 9th, and we got up there, and then we kind of got to racing there for a while, and another wreck happened, got both of us in it. So we had to kind of fight all night back and forth, and actually fell a lap down at one point, and I was able to chase down the leader as a single car without a draft. So I was able to try go down there, pass him to get back on the lead lap, and that caution came out, restart me, and I believe it was 3rd, but it handled all right. The draft here, it's real big I know a bunch of guys probably don't know it, but if you bump in the corner, these trucks are gone. You can't stop them. So it's got to be real patient. I was pedaling all night, not getting past half throttle, stuff like that. So it's just I kind of like these cars. It teaches you good racecraft and patience, which is good in any kind of car.
Yeah, that's actually where I saw most of the incidents. Guys that were changing lanes and not really knowing what's around all 4 corners of the cars and stuff. And so they'll get it worked out. Are you going to run the truck season then?
It's probably going to be hit and miss, just depending on the schedule of work and everything. I'd have to look into it more. I haven't even looked into where the schedules are this season yet, but we'll look into it. They're fun group, especially if you get some good guys. I know a couple guys from our team are looking at running them, so we'll see what we can get ahead and see if we can get a couple cars in there.
Well, Brendan, congratulations on a good run tonight. You didn't get the victory, but you came across the line first. That's the best I can give you, man. But who would you like to give a shout out to?
First, I want to give a big shout out to Steven Goldner, because he made it pretty obvious that just because I got a DQ, we tied for hard charger tonight, which I told him we'll have to race that off later. But big shout out to Vanderbilt guys, and of course you all and Roger and them for the league. I like one of the week 13 to run these fun runs, because we don't really get to get out and do it very much. So it's been a fun week of races. We'll see what we got left here in the week, and we'll see y'all next week.
Absolutely. That's Brendan Lacey, our I don't even know how to say this, our first place, third place finisher tonight. Have a good one, Brendan.
Yes, sir. Y'all too.
All right, now wrap up our top 3 there. We are looking at next week. John, man, we are going to be at Talladega, 50 laps at Talladega, so a little more forgiving.
Here we go again.
Yeah, a little more of a forgiving track, being able to take those 3 wide, so you'll have plenty of time, to move and kind of wiggle around. But it is going to be a key of finding your partner out there, staying clean, doing all that happy stuff, going ahead and staying, not really banging these cars up at all. Being able to being able to get get around the track and see where you can be. But it's gonna be hard. I know at Talladega, anybody is a winner. And if you start
Yes.
25th, you've got a chance. If you start 5th, you've got a chance. You can start dead last and a lap down, and you still have a chance. Talladega is such a forgiving track, and really I'm glad to see that's how they want to kick off the season there, is give a good run for these guys on the asphalt at Talladega. But that is going to be a blast there next week. I mean, John, any final thoughts here, bud?
No, Talladega will be exciting. It's a wider track, so like you said, more forgiving. But it's exciting to have these NASCAR trucks part of our weekly, nightly part of our schedule. They've been on our schedule, but they've been Friday afternoon ones, and the participation's been limited. But I hope that the 31 cars that showed up tonight foreshadows what we'll get pretty close to that on a weekly basis. I think we'll get some good running here with these cars. It's going to be a lot of fun. Next, if anybody that was watching would like to be a part of it, just go out to c2crl.com and get signed up. You come out and trade some sheet metal with us. Come throw some dirt with us. Also like to give a quick shout out to Tim Chapman, who did come on board. He's going to sponsor this and get us in front of some eyeballs this season. So thank you, Tim, and thank you, Patrick, for jumping on here and putting up with me for tonight.
Oh, yeah, not a problem, man. I would hope you could have done better out there in the truck, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to you again next week at Talladega. But from all of us here at Simtrax Broadcasting and the Coast to Coast Racing League, man, really, you gotta take a lot of notes away from this one. But regardless, no matter what, we'll be here next week, next Tuesday, yes, at Talladega for 50 laps. Have fun, stay safe, have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you next week.